Bitch, I'm a big gun toter. Been thugging in these streets, ho. Put a hole in your melon, nigga, for fucking with my people. Got 40s and choppers. You might be another sequel. This Eastside Brompton, F gang, Pino. Bitch, we brackin' all stars, those zeros.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? We're back again, we're back again, we're back again. We're back again with another story time. Yeah, talking about, hey, you coming every week with this. Hey, I just gave y'all a fucking live. Niggas hot as fuck out here, dog. On me, nigga. But look. Got another story time for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Told y'all got a billion stories. I'm talking to people right now about the animation. We're gonna see what we can do. You know, but I'm in contact with a couple people. In contact with me about this animation shit. So I told y'all, I'm telling y'all a gang of stories and shit about my life and shit, man. All this shit is life stories. All of them not gonna be in prison and shit and all this other stuff. And you know, in jail and that's because I wasn't in jail all my life. I mean, I did a lot of stints in jail and shit, juvenile hall and camp, prison, but I didn't spend my whole life in jail. I was out a lot doing a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell y'all about them times, okay? So this time I was 11. I was 11 years old. I was staying with my daddy. My mama let me go stay with my daddy because I didn't want to go stay with her. I didn't want to stay with her no more, so I was trying to get to my daddy's house because I felt like his house was more cool than my mama's house, even though he had rules too, but he had less rules than my mama. She had an abundance of rules. She was just like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I don't want to see you doing that. And this shit over here. It was like, damn, what can we do? See, my dad was like, just don't do this and don't do that, and you good. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get over his house. I was like, I need to go live with my daddy because I can't stay over here. So my mama, she took me to go live with my daddy. But when she dropped me off, she was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? You sure you want to go stay with your daddy? I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm like, for sure, this is what I want to do. She like, all right. Like, you sure? I'm like, I'm sure. She let me get out the car and go stay with my daddy. So I was staying with my daddy and shit, going through bullshit. I didn't know it was going to be like it was when I started staying with him. It didn't just start off like quick. He was just like, cool. Maybe I was pissing him off or something. I don't know. So, on to the story I'm trying to tell you. I ain't trying to tell y'all shit about him. I'm trying to tell y'all about my life. So, I was staying with him. He gave me freedom and shit to go outside and shit and be all around everywhere. He just told me to be back at the house at a certain time. So I love that about my daddy, because my mom would have never let me do no shit like that. What, nigga? She like, your ass gonna stay right here, nigga, and I need to be able to look outside and see you, nigga. If I can't look outside and see you, we got a problem. My dad was like, nigga, as long as your ass had your ass to this house at this time, nigga, we good. Hey, but he don't give a fuck where I was at. Long as I made sure I meet that deadline to get in the house. So I was always in the house at the time he said and shit, so I had freedom and shit. So I was walking the neighborhood and shit. I live in the Ludus Parks neighborhood on St. Louis and Bradfield. That's where I went to stay after I moved off Bullis Road in Compton Manors. That's where I stayed at first before I moved over there to fucking St. Louis Street in Bradfield. So I was staying over there, a couple months and shit. No motherfuckers and shit. Maybe this after a year I was staying there. This is probably a year after I stayed over there. I was staying over there about a year already. Cause I was already, I knew a lot of motherfuckers at that time. Cause when I first moved over there, I didn't know nobody really. They didn't even know me. They was like, who is this nigga? But still, the whole time I was over there, I felt like they still didn't fucking like me. The whole time I was over there, it was like, yeah, this motherfucker. So, I was cool with this dude who stayed across the street from me. He stayed in a house. It was a blue house across the street from me. I stayed in some apartments. He stayed at a house. But then he told me they was finna move somewhere. I think he said they moved to fucking San Bernardino or Fontana or some shit. So I was like, shit, damn, all right. Now he was telling me, like, yeah, man, my mom's finna move and shit. I was like, all right, because he was cool. So I used to come outside, hang with the nigga and shit. We used to play basketball and football, whatever the fuck we was, or just whatever the fuck games we made up. We was making up shit because we ain't had nothing to do. So, he moved. So, I don't forget, I was walking around the neighborhood. Yeah, I was walking around the neighborhood and shit. And then I just happened to go over there, like, just to see if he was over there again, because I didn't know he moved yet. So then I found out the nigga had moved. I went over there, and then they wasn't there. I was like, knocking on the door, he didn't answer. Then I seen the people come over there to paint the house and shit, do all that shit. So I was like, oh, okay. That nigga really did move. That nigga gone. So, So the nigga moved his shit. I used to be jumping in everybody's backyard and shit, because I used to just be jumping over niggas' fence. I used to fuck with the homie named Goosey. He stayed right across the street from me too, in the house next door to the house that I'm telling y'all about. So he stayed right next door to the motherfucker. Like, jump over his gate and you in the house that I'm talking about. So he stayed over there. So I used to always go to that nigga house because that was my homie. I think he ended up being from Raymond Avenue or some shit. That's what somebody told me. Like, yeah, that nigga from Raymond. I said, that's my nigga, you feel me? I don't give a fuck with blood, bro. If I ever run out of blood, yeah, that's still my nigga. I'm a nigga like that. If I meet you as a kid or whatever, nigga, we friends as a kid, nigga. If I meet you grown, we still gonna be friends unless you like a super weirdo now, like type shit. So, right. I was standing over his house shit. I was looking over the gate. So I'm like, hey, I'm finna jump over there and see if they, see if I could get in the house. He's like, all right, we went over there. I walked in the house. I was trying to break in the house. But what the shit? I won't fuck with the lock. And then I just opened the motherfucker because I was just like, hold on, let me check, see if it's open. And that shit was open. So I was like, damn. So I opened the door. I walk in the house. They got some keys to the motherfucker sitting on the counter. So I was like, oh shit. So I took the keys. Like, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I'm walking around the house and shit. I'm looking around the house. I think it was like it was a 3-bedroom house, I think, or a 2-bedroom. I think it was a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, two rooms in the living room, I think. Yeah. So we walk around the motherfucker and shit. So I'm like, oh, for sure, I got me a little house now and shit. Then the homie like, man, you gonna keep the kids? I'm like, hell yeah, nigga. I'm like, shit, nigga, we can just come over here and, you feel me, play in this motherfucker, whatever the fuck we gonna do. So we was using it as a little play pace at first. Like, you know, me and the homies I knew around there, we just go around that motherfucker, play, you know, fight in that motherfucker and all that shit. But I had the keys to that motherfucker. So, I was a kid. I still love pit bulls now today. If any nigga know me, they know I love dogs and shit. So, at the time, I still love dogs. I love dogs then. So, I seen a lot of niggas with dogs and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I never had my own dog. And I stayed in some damn apartments where I couldn't have no fucking dog anyway. Cause I used to, before I got the little house, I used to take stray dogs and shit and tie them up to this little pole in the back that was in the back of my apartments. But the landlord, she used to always come down there and unhook them motherfuckers and let them run free. And they'll be gone by the time in the morning. I come out there, you feel me, fuck with my dog, that nigga gone, you feel me? I'm like, damn, nigga, this bitch just let my dog go, you feel me? So I'm like, fuck. So, you know, I got the little house, so I'm like, for sure, if I get a dog now, I could just bring Blood here. So I was rolling around Compton and shit, not Compton, but rolling around a little neighborhood, Ludus Park neighborhood. Like they got a big neighborhood because I was over there by where my uncle stayed. He stayed by on Castlegate and shit over there. But I lived on St. Louis Street, so I used to either ride my bike or walk over there to his house. But I caught a couple dogs and shit. Put them over there. They was like, all right, dogs. They wasn't really too good. But the dog I'm telling y'all about, nigga, I was walking to my, I was walking. I didn't have my bike at the time. I was walking to my uncle's house. He stayed on Castlegate. So I was walking from St. Louis Street to Castlegate. So as I'm walking and shit, I don't really know the streets. I forgot the streets that I was walking down and shit. You feel me? Because I would have told y'all the streets I was walking down from St. Louis Street to Castlegate. But I wasn't walking down the main street. I was walking through the regular streets and shit. So as I'm walking and shit, no, let me tell y'all, the first time, this is how I knew who dog I took. Cause when I walked past there before, cause I always walked to my uncle's house and shit, I seen with some Mexican gang members, right? It's probably like 4 of them motherfuckers. They was sitting on the porch. They had a kid and they had a pit bull. The motherfucker was all white, cocaine white, right? So when I seen him that day, right, when I was walking past, I was thinking in my head, if I ever have the opportunity to steal that motherfucking dog, I'm going to steal that motherfucker, because the dog was so pretty to me when I walked past them niggas and seen them sitting on the porch. I definitely couldn't take it at the time. Like I said, I was a kid. I was 11 years old. They would have jumped up and fucked me up. Them niggas was like at least 20-something years old, like 21, 22 or some shit, around there type shit. But they had a kid. I guess they son dog or some shit. I don't know. But he was playing with the little motherfucker in the yard and shit. So the dog was like all white, no spots. Cause a lot of white dogs come with little black spots on. This motherfucker was cocaine, nigga. He was all white and he had fucking red eyes, nigga. So I was like, oh, when I seen him, I was thinking in my head, they give me the opportunity to take him. I'm taking him. You know, I'm getting him. You know what I'm saying? So, this time I'm telling you, is when I took this motherfucker. So I'm walking to my uncle's house and shit. I remember him from the last time I seen him. But, you know, I haven't seen him after that. But I'm walking this time, walking to my uncle's house. Yeah, this was on the way back. I walked to my uncle's house. And I went over there and nobody was over there. Because I used to go over there and, like, play with motherfuckers. It was niggas over there. I used to play basketball. We used to play football on the street or some shit. So I go over there and fuck with them niggas because I was bored where I lived at, you know what I'm saying? Some of them niggas be in the house sometimes. Sometimes they was outside, but I went to their house, they wasn't there and shit. And, it was only really the girls over there. I didn't want to hang out with them. I was like, whatever. So I walked back to home and shit. So as I was walking back home, I see this motherfucking dog in the yard. I'm like, so I'm looking around. I'm looking for them dudes. I'm telling you about. They was Mexican gangbangers and shit. I'm like, nigga, where they at, nigga? Cause shit, they ain't here. I'm finna take this motherfucker. So I was looking, I ain't seeing him and shit. So I called the dog to the yard. I called him to the gate, like, motherfucker came to the gate and shit. Man, I reached over the gate. Nigga, I caught him to a little so I could reach over. I snatched him by his collar and shit. Grabbed him, nigga. Took off running. Woo! I was running. Woo, woo, woo. Cause I'm thinking they might come outside or something. So I took him and took off running. Woo, 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 woo. I broke. I got like, you know, almost all the way to the motherfucking little house and shit. I mean, you know, to the house and shit on St. Louis Street. So that's why I let the nigga walk, because he was kind of heavy. I was like, man, they beating the fuck out of this nigga, man. So I let the nigga walk, you know what I'm saying? I just kept coming, come on. You know, he kept coming to me and shit. So I take him to the bando apartment that I tell you I had, a bando house that I had. You know, I got the keys to this motherfucker and all that shit. So I take him in there and shit. Had him in that motherfucker. And I had some other dogs in that motherfucker. I had some big dogs, little dogs in that motherfucker. It was crazy, nigga. Couple niggas didn't even, they couldn't believe I had no shit like that going on. They're like, bro, you got all these dogs in here and shit. Yeah, I was like, yeah, nigga. So, the dog I'm telling y'all about, right? So I brought him out one time, right? So I was playing with him. So the Bloods was outside. A couple niggas from BN, a couple of my homies was outside and shit. And a couple other niggas, looters and shit. They was like, you know, like gang little Bloods outside and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out shit playing with my dog and shit. So one of the niggas from Looters Park, he walked up to me like, "Hey, Blood, that's your dog, Blood?" So I'm like, "Yeah, it's my dog." He like, he said, "Damn, Blood, where you get that motherfucker from?" I said, "Shit, don't worry about it, nigga." He was like, "Yeah, alright, nigga." So I was still messing with the dog and shit. So he like, "Damn, hey, Blood." He was like, damn, Blood." He said, "Hey, you trying to sell him?" I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't trying to sell him and shit." Like, "Come on, Blood. I know you need some money, Blood. So, come on, Blood, sell me the dog, Blood." I was like, "Nah, Blood, I'm boo." I'm telling y'all, I'm 11 years old at the time, right? I'm 11 years old at the fucking times, right? So I tell him no. He get on after he asked me several times. "Come on, Blood. Come on, Blood. Come on, nigga. Let me get the dog up off you, Blood. I'm gonna take care of Blood." He was like, "Nigga, you probably can't even take care of Blood like that." Cause he said I was a kid. I was like, "Nigga, I don't give a fuck, Blood. It's my dog. Nigga, get up out of here, nigga." He's like, "Alright, nigga." So that nigga came back to me probably like some weeks later, nigga. He came back to me, nigga. I was playing with that motherfucker again. He's like, "Come on, Blood. Come and get the dog up off you, Blood." I'm like, "Nah, man." This time I was really broke. The time he was telling me he's gonna give me some money, I already had money. So I was like, "Nigga, fuck you, nigga. I'm keeping my dog, nigga. It's my dog." So the nigga asked me again this time, a couple weeks later. He was like, "Man, Blood, let me get the dog up off you, man." So I'm like, "I don't know, man." I was like, "Nah, man." I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna keep him." He was like, "Man, look, man, I got nigga." That nigga gave me like $30 for that motherfucker. Yeah, I think Blood gave me like $30 for that dog, Blood. So the nigga like, "Look, I got $30 for you, Blood." Then he gave me some other shit too. I forgot what shit he gave me. It was some little some shit he gave me. It's like some additive shit, but I forgot what it was. But I remember he gave me the money. So he gave me that shit, and I was like, damn. So I really gave this nigga the dog because I always seen this nigga with jewelry and shit on and money. So I'm like, I really love that dog. So I really was like, if I'm going to give him to anybody, I'm going to give him to somebody that I know can take care of this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up giving Blood the dog. I think he gave me $25. That's what Blood gave me. Oh, Bompton. Blood gave me $25 for that fucking dog, Blood. On Bompton, right? Yeah, he gave me $25 for that dog. I was 11 years old. I took $25 for that motherfucker. I should have asked for more. I was kind of stupid at that age. I ain't never had $25 like that. You know what I'm saying? At that age, I was like, nigga, shit. They go $25. They go that shit. Hell yeah, nigga. Nigga, so I told him the dog and shit. He was like, "Man, thank you, man." He was like, "Man." That nigga went, jumped in his car, drove off that motherfucker. I was like, man. So I ain't see that motherfucker for years. For years and years. Until I was a teenager and shit. Until we went to the party that yeah, I think, yeah, what the fuck, what was we doing over there? This when I was staying over there again and shit. This when I was staying over there, I was fucking homeless, I think. And I was over there and a nigga seen me. Yeah, I think I was like probably 14 years old. I probably just turned, I think I was 13 still. I was 13 still. I was 13. was over there and shit. I was over there in the looters and shit. Cause my people still had a little apartment over there, so we had to go over there. We had a place that was homeless, so we was staying over there and shit. And I ended up seeing a nigga that I sold the dog to. So I seen him. I'm like, hey man, what's up, nigga? He was like, oh, what's up, little nigga? He said, man, I see your little ass a long ass time, nigga. What's up, nigga? Like shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Chilling and shit. Then I told him like, hey man, your ass worked me, nigga, all of that money for that dog, nigga. He was like, nigga. I was like, yeah, nigga, your ass gave me $25, nigga. You know you could have gave me more money than that for that dog, nigga. Your ass was getting way more money than that, nigga. He said, nigga, I said 25. You said cool, nigga. He said, fuck it. I said, nigga, you asked for more. I would have gave you more for that motherfucker. That motherfucker was crispy. He said, hey, nigga, I still got that motherfucker. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, you want to see him? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, nigga. He was like, he told me where he stayed at. Because I remember I used to always walk around there anyway. He was like, nigga, I stay over there. Nigga, come right over there. I'll meet you. Basically, he was like, nigga, come over my house and shit. And I'll let you see him. So I walked over there. Probably not that day. Was that day? Yeah, I think I walked over there that day. Yep. I walked over there because I was like, I want to see this motherfucker. Boy, I walked over there, boy, and walked over there to that nigga house, boy. He stayed right by Roosevelt, too. That's what he told me. He said, I stayed right by Roosevelt, nigga. I was like, all right, well, I'm going over there. I went over there, nigga, seen that motherfucker. That dog was huge, nigga. I was like, damn, nigga. He had to be, he wasn't no pit bull. He was a fucking, Argentino or some shit like that. One of them, like, farm pit bulls type shit. I didn't know what he was. I was a little kid. I just knew he was a hard ass pit bull looking motherfucker. Like I was like, nigga, this motherfucker hard. But when I seen him when I was older and I seen that motherfucker, I knew exactly what kind of dog he was. I was like, oh no, nigga, that nigga ain't no pit bull, nigga. This nigga is like, you feel me? I was like, nigga, I sold this nigga a foreign dog for $25, nigga. That nigga booked me, nigga. I still, hey, blood, nigga, you still owe me some money for that motherfucker. If you getting puppies off that shit, blood, I need some money or something, blood. You worked your YG, you know what I'm saying? I was the Mr. Dog Napper, blood. I had to take blood and shit, you know what I'm saying? I stole a couple other dogs and shit, too. I stole these one nigga's dog. They had a, what was the motherfucker? It was a pit bull. This motherfucker was brown and shit. I stole this motherfucker. They lived over a gate. You feel me? So I was cool with these people on this side of the gate. So I was getting on their gate and I reeled a motherfucking a rope over their gate and shit, like a choke chain type shit. So I reeled it over and shit. Called the dog to the thing, and they had a vicious dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stealing the puppies. The puppies come by the little wall and shit. I reel the thing, and I pull up around their neck, and I pull them over the gate and shit. But the whole time, the motherfucking vicious dog be trying to jump up and bite me. But it's all good, because they can't get me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just reeling the puppy over the motherfucking gate. Like, whoop. Sometimes the people used to see me, and they say, like, hey, get the fuck. And I just jump down and get on, like, but when they didn't, nigga, I'm getting the dog up on me, y'all, nigga. Like, I'm gonna reel this dog in real quick. Took that motherfucker, got on, you know what I'm saying? Take it back to the bando. So I had that bando for probably like, man, I had that bando for several months, at least probably like 4 months. I had that bando for a minute. Nobody didn't know I had that shit. Well, some people did know, but a lot of people didn't. But I had it for a minute though. I had that shit for some months, like a motherfucker. Maybe it was 3 months. I'm gonna say 3 months then. I had that shit for like 3 months, but I had that shit for a minute and shit. And, man, you know, nigga, me and the homies in that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You know, we still had the dogs, you know what I'm saying, scrapping in there a little bit sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But shit, nigga, after that, nigga, they was just in there, you know what I'm saying? You know, karate fighting each other and shit. But you know, shit, man, yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, man, that's another story time for y'all. You know, I was Mr. Strangler, Dog Napper. So I was getting all kind of dogs, you know what I'm saying? Not really all kind of dogs, because I was a pit bull nigga. I ain't like no other dog with no pit bull. I ain't want to take no other dog with no pit bull. wasn't a pit, I wasn't trying to take it. Yeah. Like these Frenchies and shit. I mean, probably at that time, if they was popular like that, I would have took a gang of Frenchies. But they wasn't popular. The only thing that was popular at that time was pit bulls. You feel me? That's all I liked anyway. So that's what I was taking. You feel me? If I gotta jump over the next fence to take your dog, you know what I'm saying? Or I just catch him in the front taking. I took a couple vicious dogs. You know what I'm saying? My uncle told me how to take them because I told him, you know, I was trying to take this one dog. He was always trying to bite me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he be sneaky sometimes. I said to my uncle sometimes he ain't like me, but then he try to bite me. He was like, nah, you gotta start feeding him. You feel me? So I was like, oh, okay. So I start feeding the nigga. I start feeding. Just feeding, walk off. You know what I'm saying? Just walk by, get some food, walk off. And then one day, you know what I'm saying? I just walked up to him and put my hand by the gate. I thought he was gonna do that sneaky shit, try to bite me again. Like, you feel me? So he was doing this. He was cool. And I reached my hand over there, was touching him. He let me touch him because I was like, he never let me touch him at first. After that, I just grabbed him by the back of his collar and by the back of his neck and pulled him over the gate. Like, oh, I got me a dog now. Come on, he was too big for me to carry. I ain't never carried him. I was like, don't be walk, nigga. Come on, you fucked with me there anyway. Come on, nigga. Just walk. Yeah, but man, that's another story time. Like I told y'all, all my story times, they're going to be about me choking somebody or beating somebody up. It might just me being a bad little kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I was a bad little kid. I'm telling y'all them stories too when I was in, you know, elementary. You know what I'm saying? Because them stories was funny. You know what I'm saying? Got up and fucked the whole class. I ain't going to tell y'all the story right there, but them stories is funny, nigga. I'm telling y'all. So, I need y'all to like, comment. This shit tripping. I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit the cash app. And man, y'all need to start listening to my music too, my nigga. I don't like that shit. Y'all don't be listening to my music, nigga. Better pimp slap one of you niggas, you know what I'm saying? Keep it gangster. Love your kids and love your girlfriend if she's doing right. If not,